I have been wanting to retry to freeze dry this specific fruit. I've only done it one other time and it didn't turn out perfectly, but I've learned some new hacks that I'm going to share with you today that hopefully is going to give us amazing results. See all the fun snow. We're at the Costco Business Center to grab what we need. The food I am looking for is right here. They are grapes. We're going to do a box of green. Actually, I'm thinking 2 boxes. And then maybe we will try some red grapes too. When I freeze-dried these before, they tasted great, but they were more of a dehydrated texture versus like that crunch of the freeze-dried fruit that we're looking for when we freeze-dry fruit. So I'm gonna see if I can remedy that and get the perfect freeze-dryer crunch on these because these are such a good snack. I love having these just in my home to snack on. But also it'll be good to put in my year's supply of food that I am working on because it would be good to have some fruits and veggies in that year's supply. Don't you think? We are gonna head home to my kitchen and I'll show you how I do all of this. I kind of wish I had a grape slicer. I remember when I did grapes before thinking I wish I had a grape slicer, but I don't have one. So this is gonna be a fun, by hand, hard-working project. I am gonna try method number 1 on my green grapes, and then the second method I will do on my purple grapes. I pre-washed these and pulled them all off the vines. I used about 1.5 tubs, and they're flying. So the first time I freeze-dried grapes, I just sliced these in half and freeze-dried them. I will say they turned out delicious. I loved them, I enjoyed them as a snack. They were mostly crunchy, but still a little soft on the inside. Apparently this method is gonna work out better for us, that they will be like fully crunchy all the way through. I'm going to slice them in thinner slices and then soak them in water. So that's gonna be a tedious task, slicing all of these, but we'll get through it. So the idea with this method is to slice them. I think I'm gonna slice them in quarters. We'll see how annoying that gets to me. And then soaking them in water. The soaking them in water is gonna help remove some of the sugars from the grapes, which will apparently help them get a more crunchy, good freeze-dried texture. And you're gonna wanna soak these for about an hour or 2. I will spend the next little bit doing this, and then I'll meet you right back here. Here is how they are looking. I have Mr. Freeze Dry over here helping me slice grapes, which is very helpful because it's taking forever. For the purple grapes, I am leaving them whole. You don't need to slice them or anything. Back here in my pot, I have boiling water. We're going to boil these until they float and then take them out, drain them, and then they're gonna go on the freeze dryer tray just like that. We're kind of at a waiting point right now, waiting for the grapes to boil, and I've sliced the amount of grapes I'm gonna slice. I'm gonna go into my phone and start my freeze dryer. I am going to do this on just like a standard freeze drying setting. Let's see, I'm going into custom. If you have a Wi-Fi dongle on your freeze dryer, you can start it from your phone. Your freeze dryer does have to be powered on in order to do that. So my freeze dryer's on. My freeze temp is at -10. Added freeze time, I am doing an extra 2 hours because I didn't pre-freeze these. Dry temp is set to 120. I am hitting start. And so my freeze dryer will be ready once I'm done processing everything. There we go. You can get the Wi-Fi dongle from Harvest Right. It's under their accessories tab in the website, and I will have that linked down in the video description below if you are interested in it. I absolutely love it. My grapes are just gonna soak for the next hour. I'm gonna just set them back here. I see some grapes starting to float to the top. Let me show you. They are starting to pop up. So cool. So I am going to just go ahead and spread these grapes evenly across 2 of my trays. I'm gonna do 2 red grape trays and then 2 green grape trays. You can see the boiling process made them all like squishy. That helps it so that they'll be able to still have the moisture extracted. I'm not sure how much that affects the flavor, but we will see at the end if they still taste sweet and delicious. All right, it's been about an hour and a half. I am going to call this good. I'm gonna go drain these in the sink and then just throw them on our trays. For these, I'm not worried about them being completely separated. I'm hoping that they're not gonna stick together too badly. I don't think they will. Other fruits that I freeze dried, don't tend to have major sticking problems. Maybe these will, I don't know, but we will find out together. These have come to room temperature nicely. I'm gonna take these downstairs to vanilla ice, and we are ready to load these up. All right, let's load these babies up. I'm sure these are gonna take quite a while. I didn't intend on my trays being this full. I'm hoping that's not gonna be a problem, but we will just have to wait and see. These ones are gonna have no issues. I mean, I hope. Closing up the drain valve, hit continue, and that's all. Super easy. Alaska's kind of having a warm spell lately. Last week, we got tons of snow and then it warmed up and then everything melted and froze. We had an ice day at the end of last week. This week we're gonna be in the mid-30s again, which is just strange for January in Alaska. Normally it's like so cold. I'm gonna run you outside and give you a snow check and so you can see what it's looking like right now. This is actually really good timing because I'm seeing a really pretty sunset happening over here. I mean, it just looks so pretty. Here is the snow situation. I mean, we've now got a lot of snow in the yard, but I mean, just last week, our roofs had like a foot of snow on it, and now it's like all gone. But it's been nice that it hasn't been absolutely frigid lately because that's just kind of torturous. All of you who are facing a terrible winter storm this weekend, I'm praying for all of you. I hope everything turns out okay, that you don't have any bad damage or anything, and try to stay warm. I know it's going to be bad for lots of places down in the lower 48. Okay, we are all set around here. Tomorrow I will pick you guys back up and we will see how our grapes turned out. I am so excited. I really hope this works. Hey you guys, it is the next day. The machine sensed that the grapes were done about 5 hours ago. We're gonna pull them out and see how they're looking. This is the sneak peek from the machine itself. These are looking like they exploded. I am really anxious about those red grapes. We'll just have to see if the insides actually did crunch up or not. I have no idea. Here we go. Okay, here we are. You guys, these are not done. They taste dehydrated. Not crunchy. I think they need to go longer in the freeze dryer. They taste delicious. I will say that. However, this method might be a fail. I am going to try the boiled grapes. I'm already seeing them just like stuck together. Definitely not dry on the inside. Wait, that one was. Some of them are dry. And I will say delicious. Even the green grapes taste so good. They just taste more dehydrated versus freeze-dried. But that's not what we're going for with the freeze dryer. Let's try this one. I think these need to run longer, but I don't know. I also hate running my machine for hours and hours and hours when it's still just gonna end up like this. I think that one of my problems was not deep freezing these before putting them into the freeze dryer. I don't have room in my freezer right now, so I need to make room, and maybe I will try this again. These still are so good. So good for a snack. Just, we did not solve the world's problems with this run today, which is kind of a bummer. But you know me, I share my wins, I share my fails. Here's a fail. We're still smiling through the fail. Here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to rerun the grapes overnight. I'm thinking that they're too sugary and they're not gonna dry any more than they are, but I don't know. I've done pineapples that took almost 40 hours. This only ran for 26 hours. And we all know the machine does not sense accurately when these are done. So I'm thinking that's the plan. And if you have any tips and tricks for getting grapes to work perfectly in the freeze dryer, let me know. Let me show you on your freeze dryer how you can get all the way to the dry cycle without having to go through like the whole freezing process, because we don't need to do that. The machine already did it. So I'm gonna hit cancel on my defrost cycle. I'm going to hit start like I'm starting a new run. However, if you push the little green leaf, you hit advance. It's fine for me. It says manual. It says manual and advanced may damage the pump, but this is already pre-frozen, so it doesn't matter. Close drain valve. Continue. Oh, I gotta load my trays. Just a sec. We are gonna try this again. So I'm now just gonna hit the leaf again. I'm gonna hit advance. And I'm gonna hit the leaf again, hit advance. Now it went to the dry cycle, which is what I wanted to do. So anywho, sorry it's very loud in the background. It's been a very busy week here, so that's why I didn't get to my freeze drying until the end of the week, which is why I can't show you the results at the end of this video. You know what, maybe I will just put a post on my community tab on my page and I'll give you my final thoughts about this. But I'm kind of calling this one a medium fail. They taste good, it's just not what I was hoping for, if that makes sense. Thank you all so much for being here. Remember, when you freeze dry today, you secure your tomorrow. Bye, my friends.